Bacolod City is a highly urbanized city in the Philippines. It is the capital of the province of Negros Occidental, where it is geographically situated but governed administratively independent from it. It is the center of the Bacolod metropolitan area, which also includes the cities of Silay and Talisay, with a total population of 791,019 inhabitants. Having a total of 561,875 inhabitants, it is the most populous city in Western Visayas and the second most populous city in the Visayas after Cebu City. Bacolod is notable for its Mascara Festival held during the third week of October and is known for being a relatively friendly city, as it bears the nickname the City of Smiles. It is also the business process outsourcing hub of the Western Visayas region of the Philippines. Among the notable BPO companies operating in the city are Convergys, Teleperformance, and Teletech. Previously named as the #1 place to live in the Philippines, Bacolod offers rich experiences in culture, food, and fun, and is said to have the ideal combination of urban progress and country charm. It further boasts of a rich history, scenic environment, and a hospitable community. It is also known for its fun celebrations, its wonderful resorts, and the many unique experiences that can only be achieved by visiting this place. Sports and recreational activities give Bacolod a reputation as the country's sports capital, where it continues to produce outstanding athletes and host important sporting events. The city has also been declared by the Department of Science and Technology as a center of excellence for information technology and business process management operations and was awarded as the top Philippine model city and is most livable urban center in Philippines by the Manila Times.
President Rodrigo Duterte has declared a lockdown of the capital Metro Manila
to raise its COVID-19 alert to the highest level,
during which the movement of everyone will be significantly limited.
2.5 million Filipinos have already lost their jobs since the lockdown began, and the government says millions more are expected to be unemployed this year. The impact of this health crisis is causing particular suffering to those who had very little.
Bacolod City is tightening its quarantine measures amid a steady increase in COVID-19 cases. Authorities say they support the implementation of modified enhanced community quarantine to curb the spread of the virus. Members of the National Task Force will be visiting the city midweek to assess the overall situation.
According to data provided, Bacolod City has 22.6% of households with income below poverty threshold of 14,405 pesos. The lack of jobs, unstable income, and decent housing are problems that causes poverty in the city, which is a challenge for the city's government. Data provided by the Bacolod Housing Authority revealed that half of the Bacolod's estimated households are considered as squatters. or those families not owning lots and houses or are living in extreme danger zones and without stable jobs and income. According to the Bacolod Housing Authority, the number could have soared to as much as 60 to 65% of the city's population, as the 39,921 listed as squatters were still lifted from the database of the city. Considering the 1.38% annual population growth rate of the city and the pattern and the rate of migration from Negros rural areas to Bacolod, the figure of 39,921 squatters is already understated, as the number of squatters most probably have gone higher considering the city's present population. Of Labor and Employment in Western Visayas reported 6,000 workers in the region have lost their jobs due to the pandemic, in which the most number of workers laid off were from the city and province of Iloilo and Negros Occidental, including Bacolod City. The data stated that there were workers who were laid off due to the permanent closure of firms and were retrenched or due to the reduction in the company's workforce.
Hapon gali ni, kaya ako naman may hapon sa tanan, no? Ako gali ang isa ka ginawin sa kakmuluyo sa amon nga lugar.
Ano pa kalang ganit, no?
Ang hapon gali ang pangalan, si Rolito Martonia. Sikat na siya sa metro karon daw. Isupa na. Ginapaslo ng pagkasikat. Sige ma'am, padayon sa pag-interview about sa COVID.
About sa ano bala, ano ka sa COVID sa inyong employment?
Ang COVID, sa akong lang expectation na, sa akong mga idea lang sa mga karon. Ang nakatito sa COVID sa employment, sa mga gigya nakaluhan, kaya nagulaan sa trabaho, especially sa NCR. Kaya kadamot dito sa mga kumpanya na down bangod sa mga protocol na dayon sa atong gobyerno. Although maayo man siya, pero ang mga napituhan naman ang mga medium mga enterprises, mga kumpanya na kaya damo kayo empleyado sinag-close sila bangod ang iba kulang sa mga materials nga galing sa ibang nasyon para i-travel dito sa Pilipinas. So, nag-down ang mga company, wala na sa mga materials. Sa atong pa, nagbawas ang mga empleyado sa mga company. So, isa na kuha na. Kay that time, wala pa COVID, may ara kong trabaho. So, tapos, nag-resign ko. Pag-resign ko, subong niya, nag-apply ko, basta subong mo, ay diapon ko nakakuha sa trabaho. Kay limitado lang ang mga company nga may ara hiring subong. Kay kalabanan gidya gabawas. So amo na kadako sa mapikto sa atong komunidad. So ang atong yang economic growth yung naglubok siya. So sa atong pa ang mga bago naman nga graduate subong nga nagsunod panahon karon nga mga binulan nga may COVID, wala diya po nadula, nagdugang pagidya nga natambay subong mo di karon. May ara nag-billiard na lang, lingaw-lingaw. Okay. Lingaw-lingaw, tawa ako kay why may trabaho imbis tani nga may ara kami trabaho. Bangod sa COVID ni, why na hindi naman ka basta-basta makukuha. Kay tungod sa damo sa mga health protocol. Paras man sa akon. Dapat may trabaho na ko. So wala ko nakadayon ligad. Kay assign ko sa ibang nga lugar, kay may ara nga mga quarantine protocol sa ITF. So wala ko nakadayon. Kay kung trabaho ko dito sa pihak nga city, ma-quarantine man ko. So basi COVID pa hinon ko. Gamay ubo lang, sipon lang, COVID na. Pero kuan ra dayto di ay ning trangkaso lang. So amo na karon nga murag ka tigado gid kang panahon. So amo na ang masiling ko sa COVID nga dako gid siya apekto sa mga pumuluyo sa mga tao, sa especially sa mga para sa aton nga mga tigado lang nga gasalig lang sa panarbaho. medyo nagkuhan kita, suffer kita sa pigaduhon. So okay lang tani kung may ara man suporta ang atong gobyerno kung magsisigip man ang yapon. So hopefully tani madula na niyang COVID para nga ang mga tao makakuha na gidyas ang sakto nga trabaho. So
Labor is on retreat as unemployment surges. The concerns over the COVID-19 pandemic and community quarantine measures continue to take its toll on employment, as worst-hit workers were those employed in administrative and support services and establishments engaged in the accommodation and food services, and the top 3 industries in the region affected by the pandemic were wholesale and retail trade, accommodation and food service activities, and transportation and storage facilities.
The Philippines inflation rate spikes to 4.7% in February 2021, the highest since the 4.4% recorded in January 2019. It is also the 5th straight monthly increase and follows the 4.2% inflation rate in January 2021. National statistician Dennis Mapa on Friday, March 5, says the uptick is mainly caused by the increase in meat prices. President Rodrigo Duterte previously imposed a 60-day price ceiling on pork and chicken prices starting February, but it prompted vendors to stop selling instead.
Prices of goods in the Philippines continue to increase at a faster rate, with January 2021 inflation at 4.7%. For Western Visayas and Bacolod City, it recorded a 3.8% inflation rate for January 2021. The higher inflation was mainly attributed to the increase in cost of some commodity groups such as housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, which also contributed to higher inflation in the transport sector.
Binaha ang maraming bahagi ng Bacolod City sanhi ng buong magdamag na pag-ulan dulot ng bagyong Senya. Maraming bahay ang binasok ng tubig baha bandang alas 3 ng madaling araw. Unti-unti namang bumaba ang tubig ng bahagyang humupa ang ulan bandang alas 6 ng umaga. Apektado ng bagyo ang Negros Occidental, kung kaya't pansamantalang sinuspindi ang biyahe ng mga barko at ferry boats, gayon din ang malalaki at maliliit na bangkang pangisda.
In the light of rapid conversion of city lands into prime residential areas, condominium, buildings, and malls, Bacolod is suffering from perennial flooding, filled-up estuaries, creeks, and rivers, massive blocking of plastics and other debris of the few remaining creeks, and 3 rivers, Banago, Lupit, and Pahanokoy, Sumag, clearing of mangroves to give way to resorts and condos, all have high negative impact, leading to widespread flash flooding in Bacolod.